Welcome back. In today's feature, we are going to dive into a new movie that just came out this year as a Shudder exclusive called Christmas, Bloody Christmas. This unwanted opinion does contain spoilers, so if you want a spoiler-free Cole's Notes version, go to TikTok, username in the description. Or stay and have the movie spoiled. Or just go watch the movie. It's up to you. So the plot of this movie is a really fun one. Christmas time, there's been a line of animatronic Santas. They've been released for stores and such for, to be extra during this holiday time. But we see a brief news clipping that there's a mass recall because there's problems with the animatronic Santas, and the problem is they short circuit and fucking murder people. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this now. This movie is literally The Terminator and Silent Night, Deadly Night had a love child, and it just works. I enjoy it. So the movie starts out where we meet our heroine, Tori. She is a local record shop owner and her trusted friend with a weird sexual tension, Robbie. All Tori wants to do this Christmas is party and whatnot. She doesn't really care for the holiday season. She even has, a Tinder date locked up. Robbie convinces her otherwise, like, hey, if you want to party, come hang out with me instead. So she blows this guy off. She's done it a few times before. They close up shop and they head out. Their first stop on their adventure is a toy store where her best friend, to see their friends, her best friend Lana and her boyfriend Jay, for a quick exchange and a drink. Then they take off to their local bar to shut it down for the night. Meanwhile, back at the toy store, where we have now seen one of these animatronic Santas, starts to go a little haywire. And of course, he comes to life, brutally murders the couple while, they're doing the hanky-panky, because you gotta have that trope of two people have sex and you're gonna die. Just happens. Robbie and Tori happen to be passing by heading to Robbie's car after they close the bar down. They hear Lana screaming. They think they're just having the times of their lives, so they cheer him on. They go off. So they get back to Tori's house. They're playing music, they're drinking, they're having fun, and that weird sexual tension that we've seen, and finally hits off. They start going at it. Well, meanwhile, this animatronic Santa has followed Tori and broken into a place next door to hers. And while Tori and Robbie are having the times of their lives, this animatronic Santa starts murdering a dad and a mom. Kid wakes up, thinks it's actually Santa, comes down, starts opening gifts and such while Santa's just watching over him, and you're sitting there thinking, will he, won't he, do we know? Cut back to Tori's house. She's down in the kitchen grabbing another drink, taking a break, refreshments, gotta re-energize. And she happens to look out the window because she kind of hears a commotion going on and sees this kid next door just get murdered. If you are like me and you don't handle kids' deaths very well, just cover your eyes. It's over really quickly. I don't recall if you see the dead kid. I know a dead body gets tossed through the window of Tori's place, but I can't remember if it's the dad or the kid. I might have just blocked that out from my memory by now. But yes, if you can't handle children being harmed or killed in movies, just close your eyes. You don't hear anything, and it's over really quickly. So Tori sees this kid get murdered. Now that we're back on track, she starts freaking the hell out. Robbie comes downstairs. He's like, what the hell? And she's like, oh my god, the kid next door, I'm pretty sure somebody just killed him. We need to call the cops. They start calling 911. Tori runs into her spare bedroom where her sister and brother-in-law have been staying this whole time and asleep during blasting music and sexy noises. Deep sleepers, I guess. All the power to them. Wake them up saying we need to go. We're in trouble. They realize they can't leave because this Santa has seen them. And they try to stay quiet, Robbie's sneaking around, trying to at least get to his keys so they can get to the car. Santa tosses his dead body through, gets in the house, and they start fighting them. Tori's sister and her brother-in-law are killed off. Tori and Robbie escape. They start driving off, they crash into a car. The guy whose car they hit comes out, starts freaking out, starts calling the cops to get them down there, and this random dude's killed off by Santa. They're trying to escape. Robbie is eventually murdered. Cop shows up on the scene and just unloads a shotgun into Santa. Tori's freaking the fuck out, rightfully so. She wants to make sure this guy is dead. She's not overly convinced. Cop gets her into the car, tries to settle her down, and he's just like, we're just gonna wait for backup, it's all good. Well, her suspicions are true because Santa pops up and kills this cop. Tori plows down the Santa and drives off. She's stopped by an ambulance and a cop car. Cop's just like, okay, like, you're in this cop car, where's the cop that owns it? And she's just like, he is dead. There is somebody back there. Do not go there. Like, this guy is dangerous and he will not die. And, well, she's arrested. She's taken in. Luckily, the sheriff, which may I add, played by Jeff Daniel Phillips, is trying to keep her calm. The other cop is just like, no, you killed this guy. And she's just like, no, there is a guy dressed as Santa fucking killing people. Nobody's believing her. Sheriff's being all like, come on, like, this, you gotta understand, this sounds far-fetched. Well, there's all this fighting and arguing and commotion going on in there. Ambulance starts driving up because, of course, they also call into the scene. Nobody's answering, so they're like, oh, we gotta go down there. And Tori's just like, no, the fuck you do not. But Santa comes to them, causes a big crash outside, blows up a cop car with this ambulance, and cops go outside, so does Tori. They're all actually armed, they have guns, and Santa kills off the two cops. Tori decides to make a run for it, jumps in the ambulance, starts driving off. Santa's in the ambulance, is trying to crawl through the front to get her, and she's just like, you know what, screw it. So she slams on the brake, causing Santa to fly through the windshield, causing an explosion enough to kill him. So we think. She goes and takes refuge in her record store because now she's back in town and close by. But sure enough, Santa does return again as a robot skeleton, but it's not much of a fight. Due to the heavy damage he has taken, his circuits overload, and he just breaks down, and he's done. The movie ends with Tori looking out onto the sunrise, and she's safe. Now, as I mentioned, I highly enjoy this movie. I love the lighting. For the most part, it is all done in a lot of neon lights, which is a really fun aesthetic. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if other people love it as much as I do. It might just be a weird thing in my brain. And the soundtrack is really well done for this as well. And you all know I am a sucker for a good soundtrack. Now, as I mentioned, this is the Terminator and Silent Night, Deadly Night made a love child, but I love both those movies, so I can totally back this for a movie, and it's a lot of fun. The storyline's solid. The characters are very well rounded and written. There's not much of an arc for any of them, but they're described enough that you know the characters well. And for the most part, the story is very serious. It has that serious tone. It's got that slasher vibe to it, but there are light comedic tones to kind of ease the tension a little bit, so it's a lot of fun. And as I mentioned, this movie is a Shudder exclusive. It's streaming on there right now, so if you have Shudder, go watch it. If you haven't, and if you have, just go watch it again and enjoy it again. Thank you so much for watching.